yesterday. A funny fact, but it wasn't so funny yesterday, is that I went to the hair salon. So if you know anything about Puerto Rico, you might think, why is she telling me about my hair salon? Well, if you know anything about Puerto Rico, you don't go and get your hair done at the hair salon because they burn your hair. So I couldn't do it anymore. If you look at my live yesterday and you look at my live today, I have much blonder hair today. So I go in. I'm not kidding you guys. It was 6 hours. Like there ain't no amount of beauty or blonde that is worth 6 hours. My phone died and I had to be calling people at my house to come and bring me a new charger because they didn't have a charger for my phone. Like, can you understand how much these fingers were working yesterday on my phone? Because I was 6 hours in the hair salon. So needless to say, it might be quicker for me to fly to Miami from Puerto Rico, get my hair done, do a little shopping, and then come back. So funny fact from yesterday. So good morning, everybody. I don't know what time zone you're in, but go in the chat right now and let us know what time zone you're in right now. Scarlett, hello. Cicely, hello. Esteban in the house. Darius, hello. Aiden, so good to see you guys. Okay, so I have a really close friend of mine on Shanda On Demand today. And she also helps us in the company. She also has her own company. She is an amazing human being. She is a believer for all my believers out there. Whoop, whoop. I'd love you to blow up the chat. In fact, Faith, I wasn't going to do this, but you know, with the spirit of prosperity coming upon me right now, I'm going to say that I'm going to give out some $25 coffee cards for anybody that needs a little jolt, or maybe greens cards, meaning I'll give some $25 prepaid credit cards for people who blow up the chat today. Okay, so Faith is going to go back and we're going to look for good comments. Oh, Suzanne's like, oh, here she goes. Atlanta time. Suzanne, you heard it right here, right? Suzanne's my executive assistant, peeping in and making sure what's going on. And so we're going to give away $25 prepaid visas so that you can use them to just buy yourself breakfast, or let me buy you breakfast, or buy yourself a coffee. And what I'm looking for is people to not be passive. I'm looking for people to share right now. So go in the comment section and share. If you're watching this in a Facebook group, you can't share, because I go in the Facebook groups after and they're like, how come I can't share this thing? You can't. You can only share this if you're on YouTube, if you're on our Hardcore Business Facebook page, which most of the action happens on the Hardcore Business Facebook page and our YouTube. Okay. So I'm looking for people who are sharing. So share right now. I'm looking for people who are sharing and are making good comments, right? So like, where's an aha moment when you have I just got released to the next level of prosperity. Like that was a mic drop for me. So I want to see some mic drops, because I'm looking to see people who are engaged in doing something, because I'm not doing Shanda On Demand to just stand here every morning for 20 minutes and talk to you. I'm doing it because I want to see you move in the right direction. So that being said, here's the topic of conversation today. People will say, Shanda, what's my message? Your message is important, but your message is going to keep evolving. And my message keeps evolving. Where my message was 2 months ago is different than where it is today. Why? Because the world keeps evolving. We're now in this full-blown recession. I'm getting messages where people are like, I'm afraid. I've told my clients to not use the word recession on their marketing. I have one really stubborn one that's like, but that's what the data says, and that's what's getting the news viewership. Yes, because the news is not selling something except for fear. You don't want to be using the word recession. Now know this. A recession means good times, because if you can unhook from fear, I'm telling you, you're going to fly. If you can unhook from fear, you're going to fly. In order for you to fly, you need to connect with people. So I'm going to bring my dear friend Tiffany Accardi up. I'm going to do that right now. Bring Tiffany Accardi up. Hi, Tiffany. How's it going, girl?
Oh, ciao bella, buonasera.
Yeah, this woman's in Italy right now. She's in Italy. So she's having it. She left Cali and now she's in Italy, and I think I'm going to see her back in. Yes, don't be meeting any Italian men over there, okay? Because you need to come back.
Okay, got it.
Unless it's your husband and you can roll him to come back.
Yes, Lord.
So, and you guys who are meant to be live, I believe she'll be at the Meant to Be Live Mastermind in Tampa. So you'll get to hug her and talk to her more deeply about this. So, okay, so let's jump into it. So people, I want to talk about you. You're really good at, I think you're really good at creating lead magnets. And it's so important. Like, it's so important. It's forgiving to make mistakes when you have lots of people to serve, right? So let's talk about when Clubhouse exploded. Right. Actually, before we do that, share a little bit about your background. So she heads up a division in hardcore. She has her own business, and she's also birthing some new projects right now. So tell just everybody a little bit about your history before we get going.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to be here this morning with you all. My background is in primary building communities all around the world. I run a global community movement called Gals at Brunch that brings together women to brunch once a month. We have 125 chapters, and throughout COVID, like many of us, pivoted into consulting with companies and teaching them how to leverage community. And then I met Shanda on Clubhouse, which was an amazing app that took the world by storm for a few months. And
by the way, I was on it the other day.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, be careful. I was like, that's some good conversations. I was like, I think the thing the app didn't. There might be a rebirth and a reemergence because
I think
there was some good. There's
pop culture.
Yeah, but there's some good rooms. Does anybody know what Clubhouse is? Put club, the word club, if you know what Clubhouse is. And if you're on Clubhouse, you're welcome to drop your Clubhouse handle for us to find you. If you're on Clubhouse, you're welcome to drop your Clubhouse handle for us to find you. There's some people who kept on with their rooms, like Breakfast of Champions. There's some people who had the endurance and kept it up and have got some really good followings, where there's 500-600 people in a room. It's awesome. Okay, so we met on Clubhouse.
Yeah, no, it's been an amazing experience. I worked in higher education for 7 years and helped colleges with their retention. In order to get financial funding, they had to maintain a certain retention rate. So that kind of envelops into community. And then most recently worked with Sean Bowles in a church in Los Angeles called Expression 58 and helped with all their marketing and community, and moved back to San Diego and have been working with Shanda this last year. So it's been really a fun experience, and I absolutely am obsessed with our hardcore community. I'm like, you can ask Shanda all the time. You guys make me weep.
Well, you're amazing. We love you. And honestly, I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's inside you and what you can bring forward. Do you know what I mean? And so let's talk a little bit about this lead magnet. Yeah. Without people, if you can't find people, you're in trouble. Like, you have the best message and the best product and spend 20 years getting that book out of you. But if you want to get it out faster, watch yesterday. Sarah was amazing yesterday. But this is a way that you can meet people. When you created the Clubhouse, lead magnet, the giveaway, what went through your mind? And what I want everybody to think, here's mic drop opportunities, right? So share this live. We're giving away free breakfasts, which we're going to take you out for breakfast, send you prepaid visas. And for some of you guys who are cheap and want to take somebody on a date, you can prepay their breakfast. Just kidding. But my point is that we're buying you guys breakfasts, and we care, and we want to see some mic drop aha moments on the chats. We also want to see some shares. Okay. So pay attention to Tiffany's heart, because if you try too hard, you push away. Right? It's like a man that's trying to get a woman. Like, if he's just, there's the point of just saying, stop. Like, you're trying too hard. Like, I would like you if you didn't try too hard. Think of your marketing lead magnet like this. So listen to her heart when I ask her this question. When you created the lead magnet that you put online, and first of all, how many people did it add to your email list?
10,000.
In how long?
In just under 30 days, probably.
In just under 30 days, 10,000 new people. Okay, that's huge. Okay. Now, when you decided on creating this lead magnet, what was going through your head?
Yeah, so I always laugh with Shanda because I wish I had known her earlier. Because when I created the lead magnet, I wasn't even capturing people's emails at first until someone was like, "Hey, Tiff, you need to be capturing people's emails," because it ended up becoming a resource for onboarding millions of users onto Clubhouse. I was one of the first users on Clubhouse. I didn't know what it was totally going to look like or how I was going to utilize or leverage the app. But when I came on, I found that there was a specific niche where there was clearly something that our generation was crying out for. And during that time, we were very heavy during the pandemic. So people were still at home alone and people were craving connection. And so everybody came onto this app, and it was like this great reprieve that everybody got to share in expression of using their voice. And so I came on the app and I was like, I love this space. I was like, wow, like voice audio, like here we come.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to make sure that I help everybody onboard into Clubhouse successfully, because if you don't know how to use an app, people aren't going to ever log on to it again. They're going to come on and then be overwhelmed by the hallway, and they're going to go,
So,
peace
so
out.
I'm literally writing notes because as she's talking, I'm having aha moments, right? So I'd be in the chat right now writing my aha moment. Here's the aha moment I'm having.
Yeah.
When your heart is like that, it's like, how do you even brainstorm what the onboarding looks like for your product or service right now? And one of the things that Tiffany and I have been working on, that Tiff, I want to now have another meeting on with that, right? So sometimes you just so y'all know, I worked with a business coach for 2 years to speak on a stage, and I didn't ever use her until the 3rd year. Thank God I didn't quit too soon, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. Like, the devil did not get my destiny, right? And I would have backed off it. So like, even when Tiffany's speaking, I'm like, like we should be looking at, after somebody becomes a client, how do we onboard them effectively to our heartcore world? Because that's where they get lost, right? How many of you guys get lost in home study programs, or you get lost in membership sites? Put me. In fact, this would be a really great opportunity for me to buy you breakfast, is to answer this question for Tiffany and I right now. It doesn't have to be about our program, but because you might not be in ours. But where do you get lost in a membership site? If you could just tell us, where does it go sideways for you? Where does it go wrong? Like, where do you get lost in a membership site? If you could go in the comment section right now and tell us what that is, or what would be nice. So either where do you get lost, or what would be really helpful, right? So write helpful, and then write if it was added into a membership site. That would be so giving to us, y'all, because you shouldn't be creating lead magnets or courses or programs or launches without asking an audience. So we would really appreciate that feedback from you guys. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention too, for any course creators or community people that are building communities out there, 99% of your retention issues start with your onboarding process. So if you don't have your onboarding process on lock and making sure people know how to navigate and utilize your community, you're at risk of immediately losing them. And so when I came onto Clubhouse, I loved the app. I loved what it was bringing together as far as connection and community.
Oh my God, poor Tiffany, I have all these visions coming up. Like, this is why we need to spend more time together. Imagine if you did that lead magnet for people that were actually inside Meant to Be Live, and they filled that out, and then out of that, they could even share that with other people. I'm big on bringing friends, right? You guys, I'm huge on bring a friends, right? And so, because like-minded people, like, how many of you guys would love to sit with Tiffany and I for like a lunch? Put lunch in the comment section. How many guys would love to sit with us for lunch? Put lunch in the comment section. Do you think that maybe we could help you create something epic if you had lunch with us? So good. Absolutely. And if I wanted to drop a link to buy a lunch with us, meaning that I've sold lunches for, I want to show people, Tiff, how easy it is to make money.
Yeah, no, I love this.
And to serve people. Like, if we wanted to, if we didn't do this, but like, if, like, I'm trying to like wake up, because money's everywhere and helping people is everywhere. You get paid for helping people. If we wanted to, we could have said, you know what, we'll do a $2,000 lunch with us while we're in Tampa. All you have to do is put the word blank or drop a link, and only 12 people can come. so that we can spend time with those 12 people. If you would have loved that, put the number 12 in the comments section, okay? We don't unfortunately have that. I don't even know when she's flying in from Italy to the mastermind, but that would have been epic. And this is why success loves preparation. This is why connection is so important with your community. Okay, so you wanted to onboard people to Clubhouse. And so you're looking at, how did you start creating this lead magnet?
So there's 3 things that I love that Rex Crane, and I've also heard Sean Bowles say this, when people try to determine what their message is or what their calling is, they ask themselves 3 questions. What do you find yourself weeping about? What do you find yourself most frustrated about? And what do you find yourself the most obsessed with? And so as somebody that's looking to serve or looking to help other people, you'll probably commonly find something that's driving you crazy. Why isn't anyone doing anything about this? The same question kept coming up over and over again. As I was in different Clubhouse rooms, and people were asking, like, what do you write in a Clubhouse bio? And I, organically put together what I thought would be included in a Clubhouse bio, like my name, my intentions, what do I like to speak about, like how I could serve people. And I just literally went on to Canva, like people laugh about this, and I did it in 10 minutes at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I started, anytime somebody would come into any of our welcome rooms on Clubhouse, I'd say, you know what? I actually created a free guide. Here you go. And I would say, just DM me, and I would send it to them just out of service, because the question kept coming up over and over and over again, and nobody had done anything about it. And I don't know about any of you that are watching online right now, but how many times have you been in a program, an app, a Facebook group, or anything that someone's like, wait, like, I don't know how to navigate this, type of thing. And you could create a simple tool, a simple freebie that could be like, you know what? I was in the same exact spot. I see this question coming up over and over again. And as an act of service, I'd love to just show up for you and go ahead and provide a freebie for you, something of value that somebody would then in exchange give you their contact information for. And like I explained earlier, for the first probably 30 days, I handed it out probably to another 50,000 people. Plus I disseminated it to every moderator on Clubhouse. So then they were all giving it out for free too. And it wasn't until
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sitting there going like this. Like, so here's where my mind thinks. So I see money everywhere, right? This is why HeartCore is a great resource for cash flow. And so she's got her lead magnet, but for her, it was a Clubhouse. So remember, she doesn't even own Clubhouse. Okay, so there's a really great, it's kind of more people who are like running advertisement, where you can take a video that's so good and exploding on YouTube and put it behind a registration page and literally write a headline. And it's like you went and found that video for them. Even though the search tube finds it, it's you're like lead genning somebody to a certain headline. They opt in and you give them this amazing video that's not even yours. Kind of the same conversation. This is why money is so easy to make. But when you're so focused on, am I worthy? Am I this? It's so distracting. Tiffany and I are both like big God believers. And we believe there is spiritual warfare out there. And many of you guys, if you believe in spiritual warfare, put war, WAR, in the comment section, because it's real. And so when you get these distracting thoughts that move you nowhere, remember this: God is not the author of confusion. So if you're in confusion, you know that you've got some sort of a force around you, a spiritual warfare called a demon around you. I know that's a little crazy, but it's in the space, and it's controlling your thought waves, your the waves, the atmosphere. And so you want to shift that and get into forward motion. The best way I've known how to do that is what Tiffany said, which is focusing out on other people. It's so hard to let go of you because you're afraid I won't survive and grab onto someone else. But my greatest success has happened when I stopped trying to get somewhere. You already know my millionaires. Who are my millionaires? Put M. Who are my millionaires? Put M in the comment section. Okay, so you guys who want to be a millionaire, right? Like, you must let go of, are you good enough? perfectionism. Like, you should just never even talk about that again, because it's a waste of your life. So wait, all it's saying is you're self-absorbed. And so you could be the most giving, loving person, completely be distracted on a self-absorbed thought for years of your life. Okay, so she created this Clubhouse guide. She does not own Clubhouse at all, right? If she did, that'd be amazing. But she doesn't own Clubhouse, but she created a guide on how to use Clubhouse. Now think about this, a guide on how to use Heartcore's membership, a guide on how to use, Instagram better. These are all people have created courses around this. Hopefully this is like simplifying so you go, aha. You want to give something that solves one really specific problem. Right, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Is that right? Or would you say something different?
No, absolutely. What's the one problem that you can solve for your ideal customer or industry?
If you're in a situation where you would need help with that, I'm going to recommend that you put an XO. Put an XO. Okay, and I don't want to forget XO. You need help with, how do I figure out the specific problem my ideal niche or audience is having? And I need help on figuring that piece out. If you need help on figuring that piece out, put an XO in the comment section, because the whole thing falls apart if you get self-absorbed on that, right? We got to unhook you from that. So once you figure out what this is, then what Tiffany should have done is a series of emails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if she did do this. Did you?
I did a nurture sequence once I set up my email.
Okay, what did you sell?
So I had a community guide that it was like $25 that they could download.
Okay, I want something bigger. So when we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the reason why I want something bigger is because unless you have a lot of volume, so like Heartcore, like we have about 1,100 to 1,400 new customers come in a month, right? So we've got, and that's not even volume yet. That's like, I've got it turned up about 20, really about 20% actually, 20%. I got it turned up 20%, exactly 20% is what I have it turned up to the 100% that I want to unleash it at. And so I'm testing. So that being said, I still have some volume at that point, right? Are you guys following? Yes. So if she sets up emails and text messages, so I got 2 text messages and the rest of these emails, what I want her to do is immediately sell. Immediately. Soon as these people literally download the free magnet, I want an offer right here. And this, I don't know if you can see that. This is how you start to design a funnel. People get really backed up about funnels. Do you know where the best funnels are? People who are caring, right? So it's like, so Tiffany, when they get this free lead magnet from you, what would be amazing is if they could have a call with you. Okay, like that would be amazing. If they could have a call with you immediately and it was part of how to use this better, and you could make them an offer to be in some sort of, like, you're not really doing the Clubhouse thing anymore, but like if it was like, a syndicated Clubhouse group that everybody was growing together, and part of it was coming up with their talks in the Clubhouse rooms, creating a syndicated Clubhouse room that becomes its own radio show, and then promoting each other as part of the group. She could have turned around. That's a great offer. She could have turned around, because that offer lifts everybody up. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, that offer lifts everybody up. This is how easy it is to create products. She could take that, and for let's say, depending if she wants volume, if she wants volume, she could say this is going to be $250 a month, right? I don't love that, because she's getting on a phone call. So the $250 times 12, I would say that this is a $3,000 pay in full right now. Do not get into the payment plan game. If she did a phone call, she could also make this a $10,000 program and it's a group, and they've got calls, and she's very good at community and coming together event, that would be amazing. So if she had 50,000 people, I know that's crazy, guys, but let's just say the 10,000 that opted in. Out of that 10,000 that opted in, if she had 13% go over here, she's got 1,300 calls. That would have been in a month. She would have been forced to get people to help. And then she would have built a sales team. See, everybody's worried about, what do I do next in my business? Get a list, get a huge lead gen coming your way. It will force you to expand. There's nothing worse than expanding when you got no business. You want to expand because the business is flying, right? So this is how easy it is. It all starts with lead gen. So 10,000 out of that 1,300, let's just say everybody but hardcore, we have an 18 to 20% no-show rate. The normal no-show rate for somebody booking a call with you is about 50 to 55% no-show. That you're going to see it in the industry. It's everywhere. We just have a really good system on the back end to have people show up. So let's just say you got 50%. So you got, what did I say? 1,300 divided by 2. She's got 650 people who are going to show up to a call with her. Out of those 650 people, and by the way, she's going to do that in 1 month. My husband did 300 calls in 3 days. And he was still at the dinner table with me at dinner. Okay, 300 calls in 3 days. So 650, let's say over the month. Then if you enroll 20% of those, that's 130 people in a $10,000 offer. Now, the only reason why somebody doesn't do this is a $1.3 million lead gen. And this is why I want Tiffany at the Mentor Me Live Mastermind to be hot seating this. We have something called easel time. So again, when you're looking at building out your programs, on day 2 at our mastermind, this doesn't apply to everyone, but it does for our Mentor Me Live and our 1% clients. On day 2 morning at 9 a.m., we have easel time. And Tiffany will be at an easel, and she'll be working through these. See, all those numbers were real numbers. All those numbers are real numbers. People go, oh my God, I couldn't do 650 calls in a month. No, you're just distracted on things that don't make you money. Oh my God, I couldn't sell a $10,000 program. Oh, no, you do. We have something called the club inside of Mentor Me Live that you can actually, and this isn't even about Mentor Me Live. This is like the frickin' way is there. Where are you not investing? Right? Like, where are you not investing? Because you need to be thinking and leading your strategy. And when you lead your strategy, you can walk up to people like Tiffany. She's a great resource to help create your strategy. In fact, let's do this because we're on this kick right now, Tiffany. You are someone that can do VIP days. Who wants a VIP day with Tiffany? Put Tiffany in the comment section. Put Tiffany in the comment section. Who wants a VIP day with Tiffany? Put Tiffany in the comment section. Who wants to work out a $1.3 million gig? Right? Put Tiffany. I won't see you if you don't put her name. Right? Put Tiffany in the comment section. Okay? So this is powerful. If you could invest 5,000, 10,000, whatever, to get this created, and she could actually create it with you on Canvas, right? If she could actually create it with you in a VIP day, could you imagine? And then her ability to say, have this person share it. And then maybe she would be willing to share it to her list too with your VIP day if she likes you. You get what I'm saying? So my point is, put yourself in the deal flow. People are learning from people who are not sitting at the right tables. They're not people who are already successful because they're price buying their mentors. And that's a problem. The reason why Tiffany works inside of Hardcore is because she's a baller. And she helps me create more results in the world and touch people like you. Tiffany, this is a $1.3 million in 30 days game plan. And so everybody take this idea. Now look at, what is she doing with the text and email? I'm redelivering this offer. I'm redelivering this offer. I'm sending an email immediately with the PDF of the download, but I'm redoing the offer. I'm redoing the phone call. And I remember Russell Brunson saying, he put out a program that said, how to build a business without ever getting on a phone call. And he said he is afraid to get on phone calls and he hates it, right? But here's what he did. He built a sales team. That was the bait and switch off of it. I hate to call it a bait and switch because he's actually very honest. It's like he was solving a problem. So many people are afraid to get on the phone. There is no great business built without, there's no great business. And somebody messaged me the other day, Tiffany, and said, I feel like when somebody made me an offer on a phone call that wasn't right. I'm like, do you know that we don't make offers to anywhere between 20 and 25%? I see it. It drives me nuts. I think we should make offers to everyone. But my team doesn't make offers to anywhere between 20 and 25%. And legitimately, guys, I'm willing to be wrong. But they don't make offers to them because they're not a good fit. They don't think we can actually get the results. I believe I can get anybody the results. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm like, I know if you sat in front of me, I know if you sit in front of Tiffany that we can get you results. But there's about 20 to 25% of the people that never get an offer from us when they get on a phone call. And it's because our team doesn't believe that they're a good fit for the program. So there's lots of integrity in doing these models. But you got to look, my text message, right? Phone call. Depending on the nurture sequence, you might need to talk to somebody 3 times. Maybe there's no offer for 3 calls. Maybe you do the first call and there's no offer. You set up a follow-up call, there's no offer. And then the third one, there'll probably be a high close ratio, like a 30 or 40% close ratio. You have to look at what do you need to help somebody and how do you qualify that somebody's going to get results? All right, Tiffany, what do you think about this?
Yeah, and I do want to add too, I think so many times people get caught up in what about if I give away too much information? And then that automatically puts you in a scarcity mindset. And so when you're going through this nurture sequence, it's all about the give and how you can serve people and how you can also build that like, know, and trust factor that they're wanting to make that purchasing decision with you because you've shown them over and over and over again. Once we get caught up in am I giving away too much information, you're not in an abundance or generosity mindset. And you get to trust yourself on the other side of this nurture sequence that you have more to give. And so I think if you're not in that space, that you're not terrified, that you're like, oh my gosh, what about if I let someone down? Then you're probably not in the right space because that means you're too comfortable. That means you have a modality of how you deliver information, and we should always be at that place of tension that we know that we have more to give and we're not cut up in a cookie box model.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if you know this, but Amanda Tress is coming, and she takes a lead magnet, and she has very small micro influencers mail for her and promote it. And she went from going to close down to $160 million in sales in just a couple years. Close down. The conversation of this isn't worth it. For all you guys who are meant to be live, put MML in the comment section, and hopefully I see a lot of you. She's going to be teaching you at the next mastermind, because our next mastermind is about cash flow. If you're not in our masterminds, that's totally cool. You need to write the word cash flow up on your wall. You need to write the word cash flow up on your wall. And 150%, you need to be focusing on getting things out of your calendar that have you work on things that bring you cash. I know maybe you've never made $1 million in a year, but you could make $1 million in a month. It doesn't mean that you had to have made $1 million in a year to make $1 million in a month. It actually is untrue that you think you need to step it like that to get to here. You just need the right hook. You just need the right hook and the right system, and it needs to be simple. Everybody wants to keep creating more and more and more. I'm like, you don't need to keep creating more. Like if you're doing telesummits or video summits, imagine if you gave a free giveaway with your telesummit or your video summit on your opt-in page. With this, you'll see we've got a Bring a Friend contest, a Bring a Friend challenge coming up on Halloween. Absolutely, everybody should do that. It's how I make $200,000 before I ever walk into a live event room. It is how I do multiple millions of dollars in 1 to 2 days. And it takes about 8 days to generate, or 8 weeks to generate the campaign. It's called Bring a Friend Challenge. I literally have the framework over there. I'm going to go over a 5-day challenge and lay out my framework. And then Tiffany and I are going to take that and make it a product. Meant to be live, you'll get to keep that, right? But we're going to make it a product In fact, if you go do that, the pages, I believe, just went up today. So you're going to see us start posting about it online. You're going to see ads coming out. And we're doing a small beta test of people that we're taking them through this Bring a Friend campaign. And then we're going to make it a product. So I'm actually going to put an audience in front of me. And some people will take the VIP upgrade on the second page, which you should, because then you can keep the course afterwards, right? And then we're going to take that, we're going to multiply that into a course, and then turn around and sell that for good money, right? For really good money. And so you could add something, and you'll see on the Bring a Friend challenge, which could be a telesummit, a video summit, a webinar, on the opt-in page where we're giving it away for free, we're giving away other things with just the opt-in. With just the opt-in. You could give a free lead magnet that with the free lead magnet, like the PDF, has a series of emails that go out just on this. Right? So, guys, I want you to overgive. I want you to overgive. This idea that we overgive, like that it's just not true. You wouldn't feel like you were overgiving if you got paid. And when you overgive and you don't have a system to get paid, that's when you feel like you've been abused. That's when you feel like it's too much. That's when you feel like it's not worth it. And that is where the devil is in the details. And the details of thinking it's not worth it are just untrue. You need a good coach and you need some support. All right, my friends? Okay, so I'm gonna do a last call to action. And I wanna be a demonstration of, don't be afraid to make offers. There's people that are watching right now that 100% know that they want to work with Tiffany. They know they want to work with me. They know they want to be a Mentor Me Live, whatever that looks like. And everybody say bye to Tiff. So much love to you, Tiff. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to see you at the Mastermind in November. If you're in a position where you're not in any of our coaching programs, but you would like to be considered to come to the Mastermind in Tampa, that's our Mentor Me Live program. If you're interested in talking to us about coaching, put the word coach in the comment section. And if you're in Mentor Me Live and you have people that you know should be in our community, send them this live. Send them this live. And they can put the word coach if they're interested in talking to us about being a coach, or if they want to talk to us about a VIP day to work out a system like this. These lead magnets are incredible. They're absolutely incredible. Like incredible. I mean, my girlfriend went to $160 million not having any New York Times bestsellers mail her lead magnet out. She used people that are in like my Mentor Me Live program. She used people who had small lists and it exploded. By the way, Rachel Hollis did the same thing to become a New York Times bestseller. See, when I was in real estate, I started to realize the people getting rich were not the ones focused on the big deals. The people who get rich focus on the small deals, and they do a lot of them, which gives them influence and credibility and power. Then what people do is they see that humility in their heart, and then the big deal gets compounded in because there's an X factor. You guys who follow Shanda On Demand, you've heard this a million times. There's an X factor coming in your life right now, and that's a person. And I said this yesterday. Do not underestimate the power of being in proximity with a powerhouse. Right? Like there's connectors in your space. I'm a connector. I mean, if you look in our community, I am constantly not only putting people together, I'm giving them opportunities of a lifetime to grow. And I don't mean from my coaching. I mean, here's my wealth advisor. Like one of my girls, I helped her work with one of Tony Robbins' people. She got cancer a couple months later. Thank God she took the coaching. She created her own bank with my wealth advisor. She did it just in time. Right? That wouldn't have happened. It would have been a thought that she'd wanted to do. She knew she needed to do it, but it was too late. How many of you guys have felt too late sometimes? You're like, God, I wish I would have bought a piece of real estate then. Guess what? If you follow Shanda On Demand, I'm going to show you cash flow. That's the whole purpose of all of these cash flow right now, because you need to have some cash for the market. And I actually don't think that you should be buying real estate with a mortgage right now. I think you should be doing owner finance. Do you know how to do that? Let me show you how to do that. Let's break the mindset of poverty and let's get you way ahead. Get into the neighborhoods that are the best neighborhoods. Don't get into neighborhoods you can afford. Trust me, that's tough. I get it. You're like, but I love my neighborhood, or but I love the people here. I'm speaking to myself right now, right? But there's a best neighborhood. And you got to get to the best neighborhood, because if you're going to compound real estate, which for some of you, that'll be the biggest investment you ever make, right? And so if you're going to compound in real estate, you need to buy right in the best area. And I believe you should do it owner finance, right? And mark my words, for you guys who are in homeschooling, in any sort of child education, parent education, like having fun, but the parents, everybody in parental or kid education, you are going to be one of the fastest growing sectors. I'm predicting it right now here on Shanda On Demand. The number of messages I get from people pulling their kids out of school because of what's happening in the world right now in education. I know there's a bunch of people with their head buried in the sand that are pretending like it's not happening in their school, and it's wrong. It is, okay? And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. There are enough people waking up or walking into their school libraries or sitting in on their Zoom calls when COVID was around. Is COVID still around? I don't even know if it's around anymore. Like, I haven't heard about it for a while. But my point is that that sector is going to explode. Being set up, knowing you have a whole new group of people coming onto the market. Imagine sitting with Tiffany on a VIP day, right? And working that out. Imagine being able to do that, right? Is that going to make you at least $7,000, $10,000? I would imagine. I would imagine that you should start looking at no longer playing small, right? If you had 650 people take that offer, and half of those people, 230, ended up on a phone call with you in the next 30 days, all I have to work with you on is your close ratio, because you already figured out your lead gen. All I'd have to work out is your close ratio. Imagine just spending the next 60 days after that hyper focused on your close ratio. And then after you do that, guess where you're going to move next? I can help you there too. How do you actually do fulfillment well? How do you keep not having an ego or feel offended when people give you criticism on your products and services? You need to take all that criticism, if you hear it that way, and use it and look for the patterns that make your products and services better. And so I just encourage you to have a humble heart, but a giving heart. But I encourage you to have something I call runway energy, runway culture in yourself, which is you need to move fast right now. If you don't move fast right now, you're putting yourself at a really big detriment to absolutely kill your money flow for you and the legacy of your family. Who are my people that are breaking generational curses, or you're breaking poverty in your family line? Put a P. Put a P. Who are my people who are breaking poverty in your bloodline? Like, it's like maybe your uncle, maybe, your grandparents or your parents, they didn't hit it. They didn't hit it financially. Did you know, actually, there's a great book I shared yesterday. I highly recommend everybody go get this book. It's called Supernatural Finances. Supernatural Finances, sorry, my Aura ring. My Supernatural Finances. Go get it. Just write that down. I'm going to take it away. Supernatural Finances. It's written by Kevin Zeta. Yes, it's about God, right? But go get it. Like, don't be like, I don't really like that God or religious stuff. Just stop being so damn stubborn and just go study it. Go study it, because something will unhook in the spirit, and you will start to realize that you don't have to focus on your self-worth. You're already worthy. Like, it's a distraction, right? You don't have to keep talking about that. And by the way, you can make millions of dollars without being worthy, without thinking you're worthy, because you already are. Without even thinking you're worthy, you can make millions and millions of dollars. When I got that, I unleashed myself, right? And I started to move. There's more. My COO sent me a message last night, and I'll end on this. He said, I'll send this, I'll show you this text real quick. And so this is how we talk to each other. So we rise up. See, doing it alone, you don't rise up. He said, doubts kill more dreams than failure ever will. Doubts kill more dreams than failure ever will. I want that to be your message for today. For you guys who need a VIP day with Tiffany, it's like $7,000. I mean, it's up there, right? But for you guys who need a VIP day with Tiffany, I want you to put Tiffany's name in the chat. Put Tiffany's name in the comment section. I'll message you and I'll talk to you, okay? And we'll get you set up. There's only going to be 5 people that will be able to get in before Christmas. After Christmas, we can move people into January, but there's 5 people who we can get in before Christmas because of just what's on our plate right now. And she's also birthing some stuff, right? So 5 people can get on our plate right now between now and the end of the year. And here's what I want to share with you. As you finish the week off, it's Friday. At least it's Friday here in I was going to say California. I'm not in California. I'm in Puerto Rico. It's Friday here in America right now. And I know we've got people in Africa. We've got people in Germany. We've got people all around the world right now. Australia. And as you finish today, I really recommend you get highly intentional about what are the things that generate money. The only reason why I don't teach you to do podcasting before money is because there's other ways to create credibility fast. Podcasting is amazing. It's just over the course of a long amount of time. And I love it. John Lee Dumas lives one street up. He does podcasting. He's very good at it. He has something called Entrepreneurs on Fire. It's $3,500 to go and be interviewed by him on his show. Like, he's monetized a podcast, right? But the thing I talked to him about is, what's your list size? What's your list size? And it's a really important conversation, because if sponsorship goes away in a recession, then what happens to your money flow? If Instagram or Facebook kicks you off, or YouTube kicks you off, where's your lead flow? You got to get people off the new TV, which is our social media. You got to get people off the new TV and into your text message and email list. And then you got to treat them like a friend. You got to care enough about them that you talk to them not like a marketing arm, but you talk to them like a friend. And that is the new way of marketing. And that way of marketing is going to get you very, very wealthy, but it's also going to have you have a huge legacy. When you put your head down to sleep on your pillow, first, money will relieve the sleepless nights, but then money brings another set of good problems. Because then you start to know you're capable. And then you start to know that you're compelled. And then your best work starts to come. You know why? Because you know that you're so worthy that you're probably the only person who's going to start moving this forward, like Tiffany did with Clubhouse. And if nobody's doing it, then you need to do it. You stop asking yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? And you start saying, oh my gosh, nobody's stepping up over there. I'm going to handle that. Nobody's stepping up over there. I'm going to handle that. Nobody's stepping up on there. Hey, I need you to handle that. Nobody's stepping up over there. Hey, I need you to handle that. And you start to build an army of people that are on purpose. That's what I want for all of you today. And as I end Shanda On Demand, thank you for being a part of this platform. One of our visions is to make this platform a real blown online TV show. So if you know a great producer or anybody like that, please send me a direct inbox message. I would love to know. We want to build this out to be like a version of Candace Owens, but not Candace Owens. Do you know what I mean? Like, really blow up this show and take it syndicated. And so if you know somebody who can do that, please send us a direct inbox message. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for sharing it. We'll go back on the chat and see who our breakfast coffee winners are. And I just love showing up here for you. So I'll see you next Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.